That's the reindeer section.
Beautiful.
Yeah, nice stuff. It's a kind of Scottish supergroup. Lots of different artists from
Ben and
Scottish
Sebastian
bands.
have got to be involved. Is it the singer from them?
It may well be, yeah, on that particular track. There's different people. Mull Historical Society, Idlewild, Teenage Fan Club, different people from all those bands. Get together with a guy called Gary Lightbody from Snow Patrol, and he writes the tunes.
And all that on XFM 104.9, Steve.
Absolutely. Let me just name that track. That track was Grand Parade from their current album, Son of Evil Reindeer.
Feeder. Come back around on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais. But who are you?
Oh, thanks for asking, Rick. Steve Merchant.
With us, Karl Pilkington. Well, Karl, now I know I shouldn't, but I met Karl in the week against Steve.
I told you shouldn't do this.
I know.
You should
but
wait
then when
till
he starts saying things like, oh, is this loud with a pig? I go, no, save it, and we just sit there and I'm scared to talk in case he goes, but, you did tell me a couple of little things, didn't you? True stories that, you know, that I mean, I enjoy. Can you tell, Steve about the doctor?
Right.
Oh, God. Is this something that happened to a friend of yours, or is this,
No, I read about it.
You read about it? Okay.
There's this little lad, right?
Okay.
First of all, it's years ago, right? When
Right,
they didn't have decent doctors in, like, every town and that.
Yeah.
And, this little kid is dead ill, right?
Yeah.
And the local doctor...
Well, there's a phone call involved, so I don't really get the impression that it's like medieval
times.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't say that. I just said it's years ago. So this kid's ill, right? Yeah. And he's lying in the bed, and he's all going funny colour and that.
Yeah.
And his mum says, I'm going to get the local doctor round. The local doctor comes round, and he says, I don't know what's up with him. He said, leave it with me.
Leave it with me.
He said, the doctor said that. I'll have he said I'll phone up a top doctor.
Okay.
Who was in America or somewhere like that. Yeah. And so he goes to the phone in his office and he calls America, and because it's years ago, the phone line isn't that good, it's all crackly and that, right? Mm. So he's talking to the doctor and he's saying, I've got this kid, he's a funny colour, and you know, he's really weak and that. I don't know what's
He's not giving him much to go on.
Right?
Sure.
So the American doctor, right? Yeah. He goes, yeah, what you want to do? And it's all breaking up, right? Yeah. He goes, what you got to do? You got to, it's all breaking up. You got to give him some, parrot's blood, right?
Some parrot's blood?
Well, that's what he thought he said, but the line was really bad. Yeah. He meant parents' blood, but he heard that he said parrot's blood. He said, right, I'll do that. Leave it with me.
I can see where this is going.
He goes to a pet shop.
Yeah.
He says, give us like half a dozen parrots.
Sure.
Takes them round to the kid's house. Takes the blood from the parrots. Puts it into the kid. Kid's fine.
The kid's fine.
It worked.
Such a load of shite in my life. I've never heard such twaddle, such just made up, enhanced, exaggerated. In my
life. Load of old rubbish.
I mean, when he told me this, he said, the doctor said, what do I do? And the doctor on the other end said, give him some blood. And the doctor went, where do I get blood from?
So hang on, wait, I just need to
where do I get blood from? Give him some parents' blood. Give him some parents' blood. Give him some parents' blood. Yeah.
But hang on, I just need to know where you read this.
Karl.
Where was this? Where did
I
you read
stitched
this?
you up. You know what he said? He said, so do you believe it? I went, tell it to Steve. He went, do you believe it? I went, tell it to Steve. Karl.
But where did you read it? That was on the internet.
What? Where is it on the internet?
I'm always looking at stuff. I was looking at stuff this morning because of Yoragella last night. eating all that funny food and that, and also they all got a bit scared last night, didn't they, with a snake?
I didn't see that. So is this I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here?
Yeah, he got all worried about a snake getting on the sort of wandering about in between the sleeping bags and stuff.
Yeah.
And they were all scared, and it is so easy.
Leave it with me. Sorry, the doctor says, leave it with me. Yeah. Leave it with me.
Well, they were all scared because there's a snake, and it's so easy to find stuff out. Before they, where are they? Where is this jungle?
Australia, I think.
Before they went, give it half an hour on the internet. I found out with snakes, you don't need to worry, right? They're deaf. They haven't got any ears.
Right.
So as long as you're really quiet,
Creep around,
it'll probably leave you alone.
Yep.
And also, they don't have eyelids. So they were suggesting if one's coming towards you, just like kick sand in its eyes because it can't blink and it leaves it a bit like annoyed and it wanders off. But they didn't do any research before they went.
Yeah.
And that's,
I think your knowledge would hold you in good stead. I don't think you need to know any more than you know. Well, we're going to come back to that because he also explained to me where a saying comes from that I want you to be part of. But
and also, you should mention as well, Carl, you've come up with a competition, is this right?
Brilliant competition.
He
thinks this can go to television.
Is this an idea you've come up with?
Yeah.
Carl, I'm so looking forward to it.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Continuing our exposure of myths and legends of Rockfall Tale, we expose that myth that some maybe older rockers have had it and they've got they were never any good. And the kids today,
I don't want to hear that.
People like Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart's a great artist. He's a slightly laughable man, but a great artist.
Let's go back to when he was rocking.
When he cut the mustard?
Yeah. Rod Stewart, You Wear It Well.
Great tune.
On XFM 104.9. Yeah. This doctor, I mean, we should find out who he is, really, and if he's still practicing, because it worries me a little bit that he did that. Also, I mean, he thinks he's got away with it, but how could he be sure those parrots wouldn't talk?
True. Do
you know what I mean? There were 6 of them. They probably got together and they probably put it on the internet.
I mean, I feel that story, Carl, it asks more questions than it answers.
Yeah,
really.
Like most of your stories.
Yeah, that's the problem. I always feel like I need a little bit more information. Like, did the parrot boy continue to live?
Yeah.
To a ripe old age, or did he die weeks later after this charlatan doctor who was going around, spurious and...
Did he break his nose trying to crack a big nut?
No, I think he was alright. He lived to a...
See, I'd have shouted, if I was that doctor, I'd have shouted that down the phone. Are you sure you said parrot's blood?
Yeah.
You sure it was parrot's blood?
Listen, I mean, I'm not the best doctor in the world, but did you say parrot's blood?
Yeah, but what you're forgetting is you're going back to the time where, like, they used leeches to do, like...
No, we're not. We're going back to the late 70s if there's a phone call to America Direct.
Come on, Carl. They weren't calling America, like, in the medieval times or in the Victorian age. Come on, think about it, Carl.
Yeah.
This has got to be like the 30s or 40s, the earliest.
Right.
I'm intrigued to know where this. I think there's someone on the web who's just putting information on there to lead you astray.
Yeah,
because you're the only person who finds this stuff. Other people are using this to write theses.
What were you looking up that then? What were you
I always look at weird stuff.
What were you looking for?
But what do you type in the search engine to find parrot blood stories?
What were you looking for?
There was this woman with a weird head.
Why were you looking for that? What were you doing?
Just because I'd heard about it. I'd heard, like, someone talking about it on another station.
Right.
About this woman with a funny head.
Right. I love the fact you're intrigued with these things. You go in the basement of Waterstones or Dillon's or somewhere, and there's these medical books that you'll love them, mate.
Yeah, but this is free on the internet, isn't it? It's all there.
Yeah.
So what, you typed in weird head woman, or?
I think
lady with head.
Yeah.
Weird people or something I put in.
Sure.
Yeah. Did you come up?
Yeah. 7,000 hits, Karl Pilkington.
Well, it's all there, isn't it? It's interesting. The one that I was telling you before about, what's the name? The lost letter.
The lost letter? What's
lost postcard that's just turned up. Some woman sent a postcard years and years ago to a niece or something, right? Yeah. And a niece was like 3 years old back then. And just now, like, I think like yesterday or the day before, it turned up, the postcard turned up 74 years late.
74 years late?
It
took 74
years.
years.
And that 3-year-old girl's been living in the same house that whole time?
Well,
yeah.
Sure.
There's no weird
you see
about
what
that.
I mean? There's always a question you can ask to just scratch the credibility of these stories. Yeah. There's always, it's like the apocryphal tale.
Was this the slugs? Was this those slugs from last week?
Yeah, well, they're holding back because they're slow, because the postman slug is useless. His round takes him 74 years. Then he's got to go back to the beginning. He's got 74 years and they can't carry the bag. That's where they go, that's why they turn to glue. That's why they turn to glue.
Oh. It's pitiful.
It is pitiful.
So you don't believe that someone sent a postcard years ago and somehow it's been stuck in the bottom of a post bag or something and it's only just...
Stuck in the bottom of a post bag? Yeah. That means that there's like a 95-year-old postman who's still wandering around.
Did you have to pay, like, the difference on the charges?
Because
presumably...
It wouldn't have had Queen Elizabeth's.
It was a penny black, presumably, was it?
Yeah. What would be on the stamp? It would have been invalid, surely.
Don't know.
See, these are the questions you should ask yourself.
Because if it's the postman's fault, the post office can't turn
who was
around.
only 3 at the time himself, wasn't he? He was
No, he is dead. Yeah, he'll be well and truly dead now.
Yeah.
But the fact is that the post office made an error, right? They lost this letter.
Sure.
It's only just turned up. They can't turn around and say, sorry about this. I hope it isn't urgent. It's turned up 74 years late, and by the way, you owe us 25 pence.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do that, would
No,
they?
that's true.
So
That's
there
true.
you go.
You're asking questions, though, see? That's true, you see? So, you're interested in, like, where sayings come from as well, aren't you? Because you told me one of the week, I don't know if Steve's aware of that. Do you want to tell Steve this one?
What's this a saying?
Can we do this quiz?
We'll do the quiz later. I know you're excited about the quiz. Let's do that later, but what's this saying?
Right. What is the saying? Chucking a baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah.
Have you heard that phrase?
Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. How would you use that?
Well, how would I use that? Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I suppose if you've been discussing something, you've come up with some plans, but you're slightly worried, and you might abandon the whole plan, whereas there might be some ideas in there which are still worth retaining.
Exactly.
So you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
There might be something you can just change, and you don't. Yeah.
There might be a few ideas you can salvage from an otherwise worthless one.
Well, the saying, right, comes from like years ago again.
Mm-hmm.
And
pre or post phone,
and ages and ages ago when the bloke worked in the house, he was like the coal man, and then you had like
no way, it's important.
Then like the mum is like she stays at home making the dinner, looking after the kids.
Yep.
And you've got like the little kid who's just growing up, just messing about and stuff. So what happens is, back then they didn't have like fresh flowing warm water every day. So all they could only afford to have like one full big bath of fresh water. So they'd fill up the bath, right? And then the dad would come home and he'd say, "Oh, I've had I had a tough day at work and that down the pit." And his wife would say, "It's all right, I'm putting the dinner on. You're going to have a nice warm bath."
So, because he gets to bath first.
Because he gets to bath first because he's the grafter.
And he's covered in coal.
He's covered in coal, so the water's like minging by the time he's finished.
Yeah.
Right? And then the wife says, "Oh, after all my cleaning the house and doing the cooking, I'm a bit sweaty now."
She's covered in dust and grime.
I'll have a bath, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the line, there's a little baby.
Yeah.
It's been playing out all day. Also got like little grubby knees and stuff, needs to have a bath.
Yeah.
He goes in the bath. Right? But because the water's so dirty,
sure,
they go and empty the water out of the window. Can't see the baby in it. Chucking the baby out with the bathwater. That's where it comes from.
I don't know what to say, Steve. Because I've heard this. I'm just. What do you think, Steve?
So firstly, that sort of, that doesn't explain
where do you start? You're struggling, aren't you? You're struggling where to start.
Well, firstly, I can't see how we've now applied this to
I've been
the example that
I've been thinking of this for days, Steve, waiting for you to hear this one.
These coal mining parents, deeply negligent.
Yeah, I love
They've left their baby in the bath, unattended.
That's the way round to do it. The one covered in coal.
Yeah.
You go first.
Sure.
You go first. Don't wash the baby and then get in that.
Yeah.
One covered in coal goes first.
Yeah.
That's the best idea.
Yeah.
Second most dirty one goes second, and then the clean little baby.
Yeah.
I think we should do him last because he's done nothing towards this family.
But more than that, Rick, leave him to his own devices.
Yeah.
Jack, I'm just going to throw the water out.
Yeah.
In the bath.
Don't check first.
Have you checked that the baby's down there?
Don't
No,
check,
I'm not
don't
even going to waste
bother.
my time checking.
You'd see it.
I'd be able to see a baby.
You'd see a baby in
if
there.
If a baby was in here, I'd be able to see it. I'm just going to throw it out.
Yeah, I'm not even going to look, to be honest, Jack. We've all had our bath.
Yeah.
If the baby's in there, then it should be making
careful,
itself...
Jack. We have lost 3 children this way. Don't worry.